Welcome back, everyone, to the Song of Waves and Wind, where last time we learned that one of the members of the Kindred of the Coin may be a former Gondorian sailor who was betrayed, in his view, let's say, by Denethor. Well, let's see what Noriel has to say about that.
You have the look of someone who bears bad tidings.
But our current situation as it is, I cannot imagine what could possibly be worse. Uh-huh. It matters not to me, Pineleaf, unless Siragon thinks to stand with the Kindred of the Coins against us when the time comes to rescue my son. Do you think that he might? But that is still some time away. We must first leave these islands and reach the city of the Corsairs. Daxamot and some others of the crew have gone to the settlement of Haurox in the southern island of Zamarzir, and to see what they can learn about the bounty hunters Sakafel has likely employed. Can I ask you to speak with the residents of Haurox about this? Once we have learned what they can about them, we may be able to make use of our rescue for Thorongil, as we discussed. Alright, so we need to discuss some matters with... Go to Haurox and discuss some things about that. Is that the best time of action now? I suppose that if we did anything else, we would hear complaints from our Knight of the Green Hills. So, let's go and talk to some of the residents. Hello there!
O'er the waves we shall set sail to the horizon with the help of our tail. When... Oh, that's terrible.
Oh, you! Hello! My name is Anyamat, the greatest shantyman ever there was. Or at least, that's what they will call me someday. You see, I have such a deep love of song and romanticism of sailing. But aside from the trip from Minas Tirith to here, I'll confess that I don't have much seafaring experience. Wonderful. Yes, what if I were to follow you around and observe you in your adventures? Perhaps that will prove to be an inspiration that I need. Here, take this whistle. Use it to call me as you travel about Zamarzir. Oh, we are going to have so much fun together. Wonderful. Simply wonderful. Well, I'll wait a moment before calling her. I have no idea what she's planning, but let's go and see if we can find some of the residents around here. Well, bounty hunters, right? Let's see. Maybe this person will know. Hello? Do you know anything about bounty hunters or the like that have been employed? I have nothing to say to you. Oh, what a shock. I mean, how would you answer if someone came up to you randomly and said, "Hey, can you tell me about the local bounty hunters?" Yeah, you're right. This is going to take some convincing, isn't it? Well, how about this person? Oh no, she walks away before I even get finishing. I have not heard anything about that. Move along. Well, as I said, to be expected. Maybe that was one of the bounty hunters. One never knows. Oh. Hey! Oh. I'm your local debt collector.
What?
You'll not be the last lackey that Idrica sent to pry the tithe from my hands. But you'll surely be my latest victim. Let's get this over with, you worthless cur! Oh, really? You know, these... I'm just wondering, am I being set up to be killed by this? Is he sending me against the most recalcitrant deaders in the whole lot? Because that's the second time I've been attacked, and I've only talked to 2 of them so far. Maybe I could ask the questions a little bit more discreetly this time. Why should I tell you anything? Get along. Well, perhaps I wasn't being discreet enough. Alright, one more try. Maybe we can get some information around here somehow, right? I've got no answers for you. Get out of here! Well, I hope Dax had better success than I had. Well, Dax, you grew up here. I hope you had a better timing talking to them than I had.
Nariel sent you here to ask for information about Sacrifice's bounty hunters? How did you fare?
About as well as you expected. Not a good at all. I'm sorry, Pineleaf. I did have more success than you, but remember that I did grow up here. I figured. There are not many folk who remember me, but there are a few. I learned from them that perhaps a dozen bounty hunters met with Sacklefell's men Yelladite, but of the number, only 3 seemed to be serious about it. One of these I heard talk about even when I was just a child, the Blade Twist, who must be his old man by now, surely. The other is a woman, Cruel Dancer, and of those I spoke to, she is believed to have the greatest chance to actually claiming any of the bounties. It seems the Blade Twist and the Cruel Dancer have already departed the islands, but the third bounty hunter may still be here. He is a man called Driftwood, and he lives here in Howrax. Perhaps you can speak to Mandathon, a man who tends the bar here, and learn where we can meet with Driftwood. You will certainly redeem yourself in the eyes of the crew, Pineleaf. Oh, my apologies. Really. Let's find Marathon in the upper levels and see if we can find a Driftwood. What do we got here? Oh! I came to collect your debt.
Speak quickly. My patience runs thin.
I feel bad for you, stranger. You've no idea the bee nest that you have struck. This matter ends only one way. You trampled underfoot. Draw your weapon of choice. The least I can do is to give you a sporting chance. Wonderful. Okay. You go, ego. Alright, here we go. Ah, now we're singing. You really want to die? Nope, you don't want to die. Boy. Yes. So, I have talked to 3 debtors, and I have been attacked 3 times. This is definitely not what I would call an ideal situation. Hello there. I'm here to collect your debt. And I know what's going to happen here, probably.
What?
This is going! Have you even bought into Howrax yet? Have you paid your tithe yet? Or is this just a ploy by Ithurga to get you into the plan? Oh, I understand now. Brilliant plan, Ithurga. Send the new fish from the sea to do the work of those who paid the price. Fine. Take my debt. And yeah, okay. He said take it. He didn't say that he will give it, right? Oh boy. Uh-oh. Whoopsie daisy. He didn't surrender like the rest of them. Some people. Now, what about this barkeep? Hello there. I'm looking for a man called Driftwood. I know the man called Driftwood. Leastways, I know him as much as any other who lives in Halrax. You don't ask questions about folk who end up in Zizartarka. This is a place for lost things, and some of those things don't want to be found if you take my meaning. Yes? Well, maybe you've got information for him and maybe you don't, but this is not a place for friend stranger. He's here most every night drinking, and he is generous with his coin. Perhaps that makes us friends after all. But he is a man grown, and he doesn't need me to protect him. He lives on the lower level of Halrax, on the southwestern side of the inlet, if you need to speak with him so badly. But I don't want anyone coming back here and causing trouble if he doesn't want to speak to you. Alright, so find Driftwood in the lower level. Driftwood. Oh, no, this isn't Driftwood, but he wants to speak with me.
Hello there, stranger. Fancy making some coin?
Oh?
I have a job for only the most capable of adventurers, and you have just the right kind of look about you.
What, like a sucker? No. Have you heard of a rock? You mean a piece of stone? No. A rock. A vicious, nasty creatures these are. Massive birds with talons like daggers. Beaks strong enough to pierce the hull of even the sturdiest of ships. Well, I represent a wealthy buyer who is interested in acquiring one of these beasts for himself. Fancy that if he could raise the thing from birth, it'll be loyal. Could you imagine the power of a rock tamed? So, here's the job. Go to the rock's nest south of here and nab one of their eggs. Bring it back to me, and you'll have enough coin to live comfortably for the rest of your life, anywhere in the world. Wait. That must be the bird that Legolas found, and if it is, then I suspect that that is not a bird just to go about stealing its eggs. I have to think on this one. Oh yes, I suppose I should deliver the tides.
What news comes now to my shores?
You return with a look no worse than for the wear. I heard about Doggin. Unfortunate. Noggin's crew is worse off without him, but he made his choices, lived, and died as he wanted. Noggin's untimely death is not the matter at hand, however. We must discuss your future here. You've done what I've asked, but to finalize the deal and earn the protection through the thoroughfares of Halrax, I need your tithes. Visit the vault keeper here in town and exchange your coin for a bag of coins that matter to me. Alright. A bag of coins. Well, we'll have to do there. Apparently, as far as the currency exchange program. Now, see if I can find Driftwood around. He looks a bit tipsy. He looks familiar. He looks quite familiar. Hello?
No, it cannot be.
You? Pineleaf? I can't believe it. I never thought I would see you again. There can be no mistake. It's Horned, and what he's been up to in the last few months. Other than consuming a great deal of alcohol, it seems. Well, What brings you to the Shield Isles, Pineleaf? You have not let down your own folk, as I have surely. I can't imagine that. You were always stronger in mind than I was, and courage to spare. It's the truth, and we both know it. And Nona was stronger than both of us. But what do you have to say of yourself? You were not running away from something, you were always running towards. Before I could gather my thoughts to speak, someone steps close behind us. Ah, yes. You meet my friend here, Sigalith? Horn stares at the elf, his mouth agape. Sigalith? The sister of Corridon?
It is true. Corridon is my brother, and he needs our help.
Sigalith stares at Horn, daring him to speak, but he wisely keeps his stance. I have heard of your adventures with Pineleaf Horn, of Rohan, and with my brother, and I have been told of the choice that you made with the Battle of Pelennor Fields was ended. It is not my place to judge whether your choice was well considered or ill thought, and I will not do so now. But I will ask this of you. Did you consider my brother Corridon to be a friend? Did you think you knew him? This, then, is my last question. Would Corridon come to your aid if your positions were reversed? Or would he give in to cowardice and run away, leaving the hard work to others? Boy, she is nasty with her words. Well, what do you say, Horn? Driftwood?
I believed Corridon's sister Sigalith was dead.
And I thought that Sigalith perished within Dol Guldur before the adventures in Rohan. No, she is alive and seems eager to shame me on his behalf. Have you learned what happened to Corridon at Helm's Deep? You had better tell me what happened to him, and quickly, for I think that his sister may be about to stick me with her famous knives, and right now I confess that I might deserve it. After the Pelennor Fields, I wandered without purpose. I came to this land because I didn't want to get involved. But even that proved a lie. I called myself Bimers at first, and told myself Horn was dead. But as I lived here, drowning my old sorrows with the ale and trying to forget what I had done and what I had been, I saw crimes I could not forgive. As I opposed them, I took on a new name, Driftwood. I believed the heirs of Castamere might again threaten Gondor, and if they had victory there, then would not Rohan be next? So I made things difficult for them as I could. I thought that I might gain an audience with Balakor's widow if I claimed to have slain one of the enemies, and so end the threat to the heirs of Castamere. Most of my plans ended at the bottom of a mug of ale, Pineleaf. When I was Horn and fought alongside with friends, it was different. Driftwood is alone and accomplishes nothing. It is useless. Well, you could turn things around a bit. No, this is my place now. I spend my days fighting corsairs and my nights here, drowning in my cups. I suggest that you defeat the corsairs of the Shield Isles, for the sake of our past friendship, and then return to your ship. Horn is dead. Only Driftwood remains, and he cannot help you. Kill a few corsairs. Well, at least that's something I can do. But maybe I can think of something better afterwards. Ah, hello there. I heard that you could exchange some Gondorian marks for the local currency? Yes?
Fair winds to you.
There we go. Thank you. Now, let's go and pay the tithe. Here you go.
What news comes now to my shores?
Excellent. You've done well, friend. You're free to move throughout Howrax without fear of being accosted. I'll ensure that everyone learns the change in your status. Now that we've come to an understanding, there is something further I ask of you. What else is new?
What news comes now to my shores?
Yours is not the only unexpected arrival, friend. Shortly before you arrived, an emissary from the Kindred of the Coins came by ship. Since he landed, he's been asking questions. Questions that give me leave to think that he's not wholly here for appearances. I run this place proper-like, and I want no trouble from the Kindred. As the newest friendly type in town, why not make your acquaintance with them? Well, I will speak to this member of the Kindred because perhaps getting some information about them could be quite useful. This appears to be the representative. Hello there.
What do you need?
Forward. Very forward. I'll be honest, it's refreshing, given the welcomes we've received since our arrival. People outside of Umbar Baharabel have not yet come to trust the Kindred of the Coins. Sadness, I am afraid. As for why we have come to Haurax, I am afraid that I cannot share this news with you unless you bind yourself to secrecy. Are you willing to bind yourself to such a way? Very well. I guess so. Probably the best bet at the moment.
What do you need?
Very well. The dwarf nods to a member of his entourage who scribbles something onto a ledger. Onto a ledger. Wonderful.
What is it that you want?
Your leader is wise to be concerned. Our arrival is fraught. A Temenir ship of glorious craftsmanship beyond any other Inubari fleet went missing. My lord received an urgent missive mentioning that the ship vessel was under pursuit as it neared Haurax. When it did not arrive soon after the delivery, we left the city to learn its fate. Thus far, the people in Haurax have proven evasive and suspicious. We grow increasingly aware of their lack of allegiance. You seem to be wiser. Perhaps you can aid us? Will you look for this ship? Oh, very well. I can do that. So, we need to find out what happened to that ship. And we also need to deal with some corsairs. And we need to make a future shanty singer happy. And I suspect we also need to kill some Kirgrim, maybe investigate some orcs, all sorts of other things, which we'll start to get to in the next episode of The Song of Waves and Wind.